Out front now, former executive director of the Congressional Black Caucus, Angela Rye, and Scott Jennings, who was a special assistant to President George W. Bush. So, Angela, President Trump doubling down on this conspiracy theory, which he is retweeting from someone whose Twitter bio begins with being an actor and a comedian and a commentator, defending it because that person has a lot of followers on Twitter. That's the standard.
Yes, and it probably is lower. I think the standard for having a lot of followers is a new thing. He's been retweeting nonsense. He's been retweeting lies. He's been retweeting deceptive things to his followers since before he won the election. So it's definitely not anything that we should be shocked by. I wish that at some point there was a standard shift for him that says that he's required as the leader of the free world to share factual information to followers, to American citizens, to the world. But that's beyond the pale because real, truth doesn't come out of his mouth either. So why would we expect for him to share real information online?
So, Scott, he takes a tweet that's implying, the Clintons involved in some, sort of a plot to kill Jeffrey Epstein. He takes it from this guy and then amplifies it to 63 million followers.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not a conspiracy theory fan. I don't like it when the president does it. I don't like it when the left does it. I woke up this weekend as shocked by his death, and of course, it all seems really fishy. I mean, any average viewer of all this news would have to say, "What in the world's going on here?" But until you know the facts and until you know what happened, it's irresponsible, and it's irresponsible because this is a guy who had victims. There are victims in this criminal act here. And these victims deserve justice, they deserve an investigation into how he died, and they deserve all of this to be done without it being turned into a freaking circus. And I don't want this turned into a circus because I want the victims to get what they deserve, and that's a full accounting and a full justice here. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there. People on the left are already blaming on Saturday on another network, the Attorney General of the United States, and then you've got people blaming the Clintons. Maybe we could just knock it off for the sake of the victims until we get to the bottom of what happened.
Well, I think we all can agree on that, especially as the facts do come out and we learn what really did happen. And it's deeply unfortunate. And I hope we still get answers of all the information that Jeffrey Epstein had. Scott, however, what I want to get at here is that it's not just out of the blue that he retweets this conspiracy theory as opposed to any other, right? He likes conspiracy theories, but this one's about the Clintons, and that's what he likes the most. He has gone on about the Clintons, and here are just so everyone understands, some examples since he started in 2015 all the way to today.
Hillary Clinton is a total disaster.
She's married to a man who was the worst abuser of women in the history of politics.
The corruption of the Clintons knows no limits. Hillary Clinton lied many times to the FBI. Nothing happened to her.
Oh, boy, they're going to be reporting about you tonight.
Crooked Hillary. She is a crooked one. Epstein had an island. That was not a good place, as I understand it, and I was never there. So you have to ask, did Bill Clinton go to the island? That's the question. If you find that out, you're going to know a lot.
And he brings it back to Epstein, Scott. I mean, what is the obsession with the Clintons? Why would he tweet something so absurd today?
Well, a couple things. Number one, some of the things he said about the Clintons were not conspiracy theories. I mean, Bill Clinton did take advantage of women. I mean, that's well known. Hillary Clinton did do things with the FBI that got her in pretty serious trouble in 2016. These are not conspiracy theories. Now, in the Epstein case, yes, this is a conspiracy theory. And again, as I said earlier,
but what I'm getting at is I'm not trying to relitigate each of those, Scott, to your point. What I'm trying to say is he's obsessed. Why?
Oh, look, Republicans for years have been on the trail of the Clintons. I wrote about this in the Los Angeles Times a few months ago. One of the enduring reasons that Donald Trump's always going to be in favor with the Republicans is because his willingness to bash and go after the Clintons. Republicans think the Clintons have gotten away with all kinds of things over the years, and all of a sudden this guy Donald Trump comes along and he's like a dog with a bone and he won't let it go.
He still thinks it works.
If you're a Republican and you feel like the media has been protecting the Clintons and Donald Trump comes along and tries to smash that, that's exactly what he's playing to. This has been a phenomenon in the Republican Party for years.
You know what's fascinating about this to me is to hear him talk about the corruption of the Clintons and Bill Clinton being an abuser of women and all, and it's just like, high pot, I'm kettle. You know, it's like at some point you have to be responsible. Well, you would like for a leader to be responsible for their actions. But what's fascinating to me as well is in therapy, because I go to therapy, Erin, you learn about mirroring. And you also know, as you know, as kids, you learn that when you point a finger, there are 3 fingers pointing back at you. I think the obsession is that he sees himself reflected in all of the corruption, the deception, and the abusing of women that he accuses them of. All of that. There are substantive allegations against him in each of those spaces. And all of that, or I won't say all of it, much of it, we can't uncover because they won't comply with subpoenas from Congress. So
All right.
we'll see.
Thank you both.